Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Peace, family. This is your brother, Mr. Holipsism. Um, I usually don't like to do these type of videos when I'm feeling a certain way because I don't like, I like to prepare for a video and have a basic outline. I don't do it word for word, but I do like to have an outline so I can have some structure to my rants. But this is just a free thought video about something that I've been thinking about. Um, I think a lot of times you have blind spots. Like when you focus on a goal or you focus on a mission, you may have some blind spots. And having blinders on is not necessarily always a bad thing, but sometimes, there's pros and cons to it. And one of the cons is you tend to not see things or not see the full magnitude of certain things. And one of the things that I felt that I have done that was a con with the blinders is I underestimated America. What do I mean by that? Um, I didn't really realize it until I had seen this new thing pop up in the Democratic Party. It's a new movement that was basically um, inspired by the DNC's neoliberal and corporate establishment Democrats, who the progressive wing of the DNC blames for Donald Trump being president of the United States because they said had they picked Bernie Sanders instead of Hillary Clinton, then Donald Trump would never have been president. And there's a lot of evidence and a lot of data to support that. But I was looking at their response to something that they don't like, and I compare it to our response to America, like what America is doing to us, how we're being treated as second and third class citizens, how we're being, disrespected by the politicians, the police, everything, police brutality, being killed, with impunity, all of these things. I've have ran off a laundry list of things that America, or I should say, um, that shows that America is a hostile environment for black people. And I looked at this new group, the Justice Democrats, and they're just responding to this is a political response. Really, socially, economically, and politically, white folks, for the most part, um, are in a pretty good spot, or at least more in a better spot than black folks are. You know what I'm saying? Like if we was to compare where we are in America to where they are in America, yeah, sure. Jobs are uh, not as abundant as they used to be. There's data that shows that what they say, 50% of Americans is making, what was the figure? Like 50,000, I believe, or less, some figure like that. I don't have the data in front of me, so you can call me on that if I'm wrong. But this new group came out, and within 2 weeks they had over 100,000 people who showed their support by just signing up to the new website, and they have about 500,000, like a $500,000 in donations, and they have 2,500 people who's willing to run in the midterm primaries. Ah, I'm sitting here going, how is it possible that they can get those amount of numbers in such a short period of time? And yet, with all the crap that black folks has been going to, you would think that their natural response would be, nationhood, nationhood. But then I realized, like, I guess I always knew, but I never really looked it through or seen the true magnitude of it. The reason why we don't get a huge response to nationhood, and the reason why there aren't thousands of people, black people, signing up to the BAIO website, is because our people love America. And I just never I mean, I knew that, and you've heard me express it, but I guess I never really realized just to what magnitude, because I was always including like the Captain America Negroes, um, for the most part, like people that just pro America because they're ignorant, or the masses, loving America. I mean, I always kind of grudgingly accepted that because I realized that not everybody is going to have the same conclusions that I have because they don't have the same database that I have or the same level of studying and knowledge and research that I've done to come to the conclusion that I have. And without those references, it doesn't, it's kind of makes sense that they would have more of an affection toward America because this is where they were born and this is where their generations of their families have been, um, right here in this country. So I kind of understood that. But what I didn't know was just how much Black Power Americans and militant integrationists love America. I never realized the true deep love and obsession that they have with America. And so it kind of makes sense that, we struggle to get really big numbers inside of the BAIO or amongst the black nationalist community because we're fighting against that love. Black folks love America. Black folks are involved in this relationship with America. They don't give a damn how much America cheats on them. They don't care how much America abuses them. They don't care how much America disrespects them. They're going to stay with America until the end. I mean, haven't I had you? I mean, there's videos on my channel where you can see me actually fighting tooth and nail with people that say, fuck Africa. Or why are we going to Africa? We can do it right here. America is prime real estate. After all of this time and all this abuse and all of the data that I've provided, and not just me, other people, nationalists, all of us have provided over years and years and years. And then you got a raving lunatic like Donald Trump, who just became president, who nominated this guy, um, Jeff Sessions, as Attorney General. Do your research on Jeff Sessions. I'm surprised that this isn't as big a deal as it should be, in not only in the media but amongst the black talking heads. This guy is a raving lunatic. Look at his opinions on drug policy and his opinions on harsh sentencing. And you thought things were bad under Obama? Oh, that was just a fucking appetizer compared to what's going to go on now. But see, the thing is, I always thought that because things got harder, it would push people more toward nationhood. But man, was I wrong. I mean, it's still a chance because Trump is just getting warmed up, and we got to see this guy. Like these guys are just being appointed, so we got to see when they're actually in there and forming policy and making rulings and judgments on what's going on now for people to get the full magnitude of what these people being appointed to the positions that they are in is going to have for our community. And maybe things will be different. Maybe people will have a change of heart and say, damn, we getting our asses kicked. We better get down with this nationhood thing. But for the most part, I'm got to be honest. I really don't feel it. I think that our people love America too much. And I underestimated just how much they do. And I just realized that, like, with over the past week or so, I was just sitting down and contemplating. I'm like, man, how many people actually subscribe to my channel? How many people actually share my videos? Now, there's a small group of people that do. I mean, there's the old reliables. But outside of that, how many people actually are subscribing or listening to anything that nationalists or have to say? And this is the reason why I've always, pushed back against this concept that the reason why we are in the position we in is because of people kicking this black stuff. It's just categorically wrong. Our people are integrationists. Our people love America. Our people are following these black talking heads, these people that want to have something established inside of America. They're following you. They're not following us. So if they're following you and we are in this position, how come you blaming us? How many people are we actually? You can look at the numbers. We don't mobilize that many people. The people that's for nationhood is a small demographic of people. So how is this small demographic of people that no one's listening to responsible for the position that black folks is in, and the people that everybody's listening to have no responsibility for the position that we're in as collectively as black people? How's that possible? I mean, I think it's a rhetorical question, but just let that mull around in your head for a while and ask yourself. But I just, there's really no point to this video other than for me to just say I underestimated the love that our people have for America. And I thought that when Donald Trump got into office and he elected these lunatics and appointed these lunatics to be in charge of key positions within inside the United States government, that this would force black people to realize that you have no friends, you have no hope here in this country, and it would push them toward nationhood. But man, was I wrong. I knew we had small numbers, but I had no clue just how small those numbers are. Because even within the so-called cultural conscious community, even within the demographic of people talking about Africa this, Africa that, pyramids this, science, technology that, even those people will fight you tooth and nail when you talk about building a nation on the African continent. And I just leave you with that. Anyway, take from this video whatever you will, and I will holler at you later. Peace.